All right, everybody, what's up? Bryce here, coming at you with yet another real quick crypto market update. And today, the word of the day, as it was yesterday, is volatility. And in fact, the reason being for all this volatility is because the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee came out at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, with their announcement that they are going to be raising interest rates next year. 3 times, 3 separate rate hikes next year. And so that basically spooked the markets, and there's been a lot of volatility. But basically what you saw was going into this event, the market had already anticipated that there was going to be interest rate hikes next year. The market had already anticipated what the Federal Reserve had announced, which was the fact that they were going to continue to taper their quantitative easing, meaning there's not going to be as many asset purchasing from the Federal Reserve. They're going to unwind their balance sheet, they're unwinding their balance sheet, they're just not growing their balance sheet as much. So the monetary supply gets constricted a little bit more, which is headwinds for risk on assets like crypto and stocks, right? There's less liquidity that's going to be in the ecosystem. So that on balance isn't great. But what we saw was the market selling off into this news and rallying out of the news, right? And that was the volatility. In fact, Ethereum sold off 5% before the Federal Reserve announced this, and rallied just about 5% right as basically leading right out of the announcement. And so, to me, this is huge volatility, down 5%, up 5%, wild in one day. But the point I'm trying to make is that, hey, we're now in a new regime, right? A new volatility, high volatility regime. We're coming out of a low volatility environment. And so we're expecting, the trend, right? That long-term trend, that long-term uptrend, the 200-day average for these assets has held. We're expecting that to continue moving up, and we're expecting a fantastic end of the year because of the fact that this Federal Reserve announcement that we were anticipating to be, again, a volatile event, it didn't have downside volatility that it basically crushed the market. It didn't knock the wind out of the market. The markets are digesting them. They're rallying. And so for us, this was an event risk that has now passed. And we're like, okay, cool. The market has digested this. It's in line with expectations, and it's going to continue on at the rate of appreciation that it's now moving at. And so long term, I think that this is fine. This is good stuff, and that is really the main thing that's been causing this market volatility from my standpoint. And so I really like how the market is rallying because it's not just Bitcoin. It's actually a lot of the altcoins that are seeing a tremendous bid. And as you guys know, altcoins have had a really tough go at it for the past 3 months, right? I mean, 3-4 months. These things have been getting dumped on, and it feels like sometimes there's no remorse and there's no reprieve. But guys, I think that January is going to be the ever coveted alt season, particularly because the January effect is going to be at foot. The January effect is basically where these corporations and institutions hold their dry powder towards the end of the year to deploy in the beginning of the new year. For basically tax advantage purposes. And so we're excited to see January. And if you go back, you look at the charts, every January in the past, almost every January has been pretty explosive. The first couple weeks, as new money enters the ecosystem, we're expecting a lot of funds to start trading in the new year. And most of these funds are looking to get long crypto. So that's the market update. Things are going as planned. I'm glad and happy to see the announcement from the Federal Reserve, how the market's digesting that, and things look to be on track for a great end of the year. And now, if this is your first market update, or first off, welcome. Hope you had hope you learned something. But also, if you're not already part of a subscription group, where we have 10,000 crypto investors that are on Facebook with us, sharing ideas back and forth. We have a newsletter. We have trade alerts that we send out. Picks, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, all that stuff. And we just all navigate the markets together. So I highly encourage you to hit that button below. And for $1, you could get a 2-week trial. Come and check it out. Come see what you have to gain by joining the community.